Hey, it's saying we're live. I think we're live. I hope we're all alive, because this would be a really strange podcast if we weren't.
I seem to be alive.
No, you're Memorex. No, I'm old. No, I'm old enough. I'd be Memorex at this point.
Yeah. Well, welcome to another Plasticast, guys. Just to be the three of us tonight. Brett's been out on his little mission, so Megamus won't be here tonight.
But he'll be with us in spirit.
Oh yeah, always. But I don't know if you guys knew, but there was a tiny little toy fair this weekend. Just a little one.
Yeah, just a little one.
Just a small one. Up in New York. You know, that thing. So, yearly there's this entire toy fair. It's awesome. And they show off some of the product that's going to be released throughout the year. So, we have a lot to cover, so we're going to kind of meander our way through this stuff. So, stick with us as we meander through this. So, let's start out with some of the 86 reveals for Transformers. And we're going to start out talking about Astro Train.
Yeah, let's talk about Astro Train.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get this out of the way. The flaps on the front of him are incorrectly transformed here. They actually in this picture, they're actually transformed right.
Yeah, this is the properly transformed one.
Right.
But in the box, they are improperly transformed.
Exactly.
In the first pictures they released.
That's one thing I have to say. The other thing I have to say is, as much hate as this thing's getting, I think it's silly. Because all I see here is an improved version of the classics Astro Train. That's what I see here. Which I don't think is bad. But, Don, what do you think of this thing?
I think it's going to definitely need to be seen in person, properly transformed out of the box for me to make a decision. Because when I think of Astro Train, one of my favorite season two is my favorite season. A lot of people give me grief on that. Season 2 is my favorite season. The God Gambit is one of my favorite episodes because there's a lot of good, strong storytelling in that. That's what I think of Astro Train. Taller than the other Decepticons, bulkier, big, broad shoulders, like he's a walking powerhouse. Because he's a triple changer, he's got all that extra mass. If you're familiar with Power Rangers at all, Power Rangers Ninja Storm, their Megazord had a lightning mode they could go into for 1 minute where all the bulk got sucked into the body. It was more agile, faster, things like that. This is kind of what that reminds me of, is he's in his 1 minute super speed, I can parkour like this mode. He doesn't feel like he's the movie Astro Train. Again, I'm using the God Gambit as when he's got a lot of screen time against Thrust and Starscream. You kind of see how he is versus your standard Seeker body. And it just... there's a lot of uncanny valley there for me. I want to like it, but if I look at the Siege Astro Train that I've got, putting all the Greeble and stuff aside, that's a better Astro Train to me. I do like the dramatic capture set, the one where he's included with that Starscream and that Blitzwing. I don't want a closer Astro Train enough to buy that set and then get rid of the other two. But this it doesn't look right.
Yeah, I think I went and pulled up on the TF Wiki, the Astro Train toys, and I was kind of walking through them because I've seen people say that this one kind of seems like the focus this time around was the train mode. Which kind of makes sense if you really think about the movie. What was he mostly in the movie? He was the train and he was the spaceship.
Yeah, because he was in robot mode for a fraction of a second before he went into his alt mode. So it was just, you know, definitely.
And I'll say that the train did seem to get a lot of love. Like, I mean, people have pointed out that in pictures you can see that the I don't know what to technically call them, but the like rail that goes across the wheels on trains
Yeah.
moves with the wheels. It's got this smoke piece that comes with it. It's got a lot going on. So if you go and kind of look through like all the past sort of new takes on Astro Train we've gotten, you know, I think if you look at the Earthrise, you really sort of have a focus on. I feel like Astro Train's robot mode.
Uh-huh.
This one seems to really have a focus. It seems on the train mode. And then I guess you can kind of throw out there that the old Classics one kind of really seemed to focus a lot on the shuttle mode, even though it has a couple pieces of train sticking on the side. It's still the shuttle is pretty close to the actual shuttle. And then we don't talk about the Titan Returns one.
Because that was its own thing.
Yeah, that was very much its own thing. But yeah, so yeah, I think the big problem with the robot mode is, you know, the lankiness, definitely the lankiness. The arms are so scrawny. I think that's what's really throwing it all, and it's just kind of busy, and it's a lot to facilitate the triple changing, and that seems to always be. There's always some sort of compromise somewhere with the triple changers, because if you look at the Earthrise, you know, the shuttle is this big, bulky sort of kind of mess in the back end. The train wasn't too bad, but the focus was definitely kind of to give you the robot mode and give you that big hulking titan of a character sort of silhouette that Astro Train has. And this one's just not doing it, but I do think that this one was really trying to give a whole lot more emphasis to the vehicle modes. And if we're taking it in the context of just 86, that kind of makes sense. You know, he was mostly a vehicle in the whole entire thing.
That's very true. Because, like Don was saying, he's only in robot mode, not even like a few frames, and that's it. Literally, hey, transform, and that's what he does. He transforms, and then they leave. He's like barely even in it. But I 100% agree with you on the train mode. This is probably the best looking modern train mode we've had. The shuttle mode
the smoke
isn't
effects
terrible.
for good
It
venture.
just looks short and squat, which is kind of funny because it's kind of cartoony looking. Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of you guys know I'm trying to remember his name. The one from Landcross, the space shuttle from Landcross. I can't remember his name, but the shuttle mode on this really reminds me of Landcross's shuttle mode guy that he had. Because it was kind of squat and kind of, it was funny looking, but I loved it. So personally, I think this is probably the best rendition we're going to get of Astro Train in all three modes to me. The other ones were okay, but I think this one's not. This one hits the marks better for me than the other ones did. But, you know, I still love the original one, the OG one, the G1. But even the G1 suffered a lot from, you know, the robot mode was a lot to take in because he had little squatty arms.
Yeah, I feel like you're always gonna. That's the curse of the triple changers. Is there's always a compromise somewhere.
Yes, it's very true. So, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one in our list. And this is an interesting one because this character never actually transforms ever in anything. He's just an alien dude. at the beginning of the 86 movie, but we're talking Kranix. I think he's cool looking. I actually like the alt mode too, because alt mode kind of looks like that fan mode-y type of thing that somebody had come up with some time back. But yeah, it looks good. What do you think, Don?
Sorry. I think with what we've seen at the show right now, he is a pleasant surprise. I really like the way he does look. The colors. If you go by the movie, he's one thing. If you go by the comic, he's another. Because he did transform in the comic, of course, he never did in the movie. I think he looks great. It's another one of those like DevCon. You really don't expect to ever see that character, but the colors I think look good. Again, with the lighting in the showroom and all the everything else, we don't really know how this guy's going to look precisely. But with what I'm seeing, I'm definitely interested in picking him up versus some other things we've seen.
Yeah, I do find him as a very interesting addition to this lineup. So, what do you think, Sideburn?
I mean, when I saw it, I was like, "Well, that's a deep cut." It's because yeah, I mean, if you've watched the movie, you probably don't know his name, but you know Kranix because he was in the 30 minutes or 30 seconds of fame was getting eaten by Unicron almost immediately in the start of the movie. But
Well, I mean, he did survive until the Quintesson scene. You're thinking of Arbalest.
oh, Arbalest,
Yeah,
yeah,
Arbalest is the one that was right behind him that didn't make it, and Krennic did survive long enough to get to the Quintesson planet where he was killed by the.
oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, so he was the one that was killed by in the shark pits, right?
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, it was. And I think they did say that they're gonna do an Arbalest repaint.
Yeah, I mean that's because there's not much you can get from this mold as it sits, so that would make the most sense is to do a Kranix and an Arbalest, and if they wanted to do another Target 4-pack of say troop builders or whatever the case may be, you could do that in a Paradron medic color or something along those lines to get a third use out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what I'm seeing is that there apparently was like a character sheet that had his vehicle mode, and his vehicle mode was used in the comic adaptation of the movie. So, and that is basically what they made it look like, except for it's a little ridiculous looking in toy form. But he's I mean, yeah, it was I mean, I love it when Hasbro does do this sort of thing. I mean, he's not as obscure as some things. Like we're talking pre-show about Tasmanian Kid, like Tasmanian Kid being made into a figure was out of nowhere, and there's been some other things like that have been like super like deep lore sort of things that Hasbro pulls out of nowhere. That lets you know that at least someone at Hasbro understands some of that stuff. But yeah, stuff like this that comes out that sort of makes me it's like, oh, I never would have thought Hasbro would ever even dare.
Well, they have to. It's in the movie.
That's true, but it's like how many other characters have been in the movie so far that
Right.
could get an 86, but if these are sort of the ones just like, well, this thing never got a figure, so let's do this one first. It'll be
because the one thing about the 86 movie is there is no cantina scene like there is in Star Wars that they can keep going back to and mining all of these characters to get new toys and new figures and such. The 86 movie doesn't really have that. So they have to make who they've got on screen you know,
Like the closest is 1 billion, different versions of the same. You
yeah. I mean, so it's like, they're if they want to keep the
Junkion.
yeah, that's probably why they got rid of the 86 designation, and it's just Studio Series now, because there's not a lot more. I mean, they're already releasing Scourge, they're re-releasing Hound, which is a direct lift from the 4-pack. They're re-releasing the Cliff Jumper, which is not movie, but it is directly from that 4-pack. So there's not a lot left they can do for the 86 movie itself, unless they find concept art, like they did for the Bumblebee movie.
I think it would be interesting to see some concept art stuff because, I mean, the only scene I can think of that they can even remotely pull other ones from is the part where everybody is being dropped into the vat inside a Unicron, and they're like, it's kind of you're guessing who is who on that
Yeah.
conveyor. So I mean, there'd be any deep cuts they can throw in there.
But
that's
that's
about
sort of, yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
happy we're
it's-
getting this.
Oh yeah, I am too. I am too. It's just there's not. I can't even see who they could retool this into where it wouldn't look. I mean, true, they got Vector Prime and G-Axis from the same mold, but that mold doesn't really work for Vector Prime.
Well, they said they're going to be redoing Vector Prime though.
Right, exactly. But I'm just saying, this is a very, very specific body shape in robot and vehicle mode. I don't know who else they could make it into other than another Lethone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I am glad we're getting it.
There was a character in season 3 that was one of these guys too, wasn't there?
I believe so.
Is that the one where Sandstorm and Octane were like on the space station or something? Like that kind of thing where they were just a reuse of the background model or something.
I don't
I think
remember.
so.
I thought there was. They're not one in. I thought there was one like in the Death of Optimus Prime or whatever the when they brought him back as a zombie. I might be misremembering. I feel like I remember
I know there was
one.
a Quintus on in that
one
one,
in
but I don't
season 3,
know about
but-
anybody else.
Yeah, there was a Quintus on. I for some reason I seem to remember one of these guys in season 3, but maybe it wasn't as prominent as I'm remembering.
All right, so the next one on our list is a little controversial. Some people like this. Some people are like, "Why are we getting the same toy?" I personally don't think it's the same toy. It's got a lot of differences. But I'm talking Shockwave.
Oh no, this one I'm pretty sure is a new mold.
Yeah, it is a new mold. It does look a lot like, what was it, Siege? Was the one that was out before this? The one with all the
I think
add-on
so. The
parts?
one that had all the add-on parts to make it
Yeah.
a spaceship, but
Yeah.
But
And they've retooled that mold a little bit now and then and released it without all the extra parts
mhm.
in various places. I think.
I mean,
I don't really care. Again, it's Shockwave has never been one of my go-to must-have the best new version of. I can't remember the last time I even messed with Shockwave. I've got Shockwave. I don't think I've ever actually taken it out of the box, so I think I'm good right now. Anyway,
I mean, it does have a bit of a gimmick because it does plug into Bruticus,
yeah, it becomes a big old shoulder cannon for
which I
Bruticus.
don't know how that happens unless it's just using the 5 mil ports that are on the sides of the.
No, there's a picture.
Bridge.
There's a picture of the instructions that show how it that shows how it works.
Mhm.
And there's a. I might not have the full image of it. Yeah, here it is. I'll put this in the. Because there is an image of exactly how it works. So it seems like it slots. Seems like there's like a specific tab that tabs into the arm on the front of it.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. I went in and brought up the instruction manual for some people that had not seen this yet. Um, yeah, it looks like I don't know. It literally just slots into the back of the arm somehow, which is cool. I don't mind that. I mean, it's gonna be well balanced. I find it
Yeah, so I
interesting
mean,
though, so that way you're not trying to shove it in his hand. You're just making him a shoulder cannon, which still makes him work. You know.
yeah, it seems like it connects in the front and the back. So there's like the part that is, I guess, like the bridge of the spaceship or the bridge of the submarine, because he's not allowed to be a gun anymore. Um, Connects into the back of it, and then there's also a peg on the front of his chest that connects to the front. So it looks like it should be a pretty solid connection. Now, hopefully, Bruticus has really good ratchets and stuff like that, so that something that heavy would not cause it to collapse under its own weight. But it seems like they at least gave it a little bit of thought. It's interesting that they did it. You know, it's not necessary, but you know, historically, you know, we have Bruticus holding, you know, Shockwave as a weapon. So to sort of incorporate that into the sort of play pattern of the figures is a fun little nod to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly okay with this. I think it's cool. I think it's a great toy for people to get hold of, especially if they weren't able to get hold of Earthrise Shockwave. And the other version, wasn't there the version that they released in the comic pack? Was that a different version of Shockwave, or was it
It was
milled down or a milled down version of the same one?
yeah, it was given the Marvel G1 colors, and it didn't include all the spaceship parts. I don't think.
No, I didn't think it did.
Yeah, again, I haven't even opened it. I got it mainly just because of how good it looks in the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, I think that. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's just I'm just completely ambivalent about this Shockwave. Although I do have thoughts on what he's connected to, but that's later.
Yeah, I was to say is because my understanding is that Siege, the reason those Siege leaders included extra bits is because they were kind of small. They were like Voyager sized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was leader. It basically, is what we were calling on RFC Voyager Plus, like him and Hot Rod. They added a bunch of accessories, and that Astro Train, the Siege Astro Train, was given a bunch of extra stuff to bump it up to kind of sort of justify a leader class price point on a Voyager size figure.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'd be interested to see what this looks like next to that. But it does at least seem to be somewhat different. It's at least incorporating, you know,
This has
things
the
that
hose,
let it
though. I didn't
play
think
with.
the other one had the hose.
Well, I mean, those could be remolds, but I'm leaning towards this probably being some sort of new mold. But they're sort of they're definitely muddying the waters by having a lot of those Earthrise molds that were sort of they were released as exclusives in like Target 4-packs being released individually now.
Yeah, the Hound.
Yeah,
That
which I
Will-
kind of want the Hound because I like Hound.
Yeah, but it's now an '86 movie Hound that's straight relift from that 4-pack. And I'll be honest, I can't. There are subtle differences in these wheel jacks. Plastic, you probably can tell the difference. Being Wheeljack's one of your favorite guys,
Clear windows
but
and non-clear.
that there's nothing more to it than that.
Really, no.
Doesn't seem like it.
I mean, I'll
So
be
it's-
honest with you. If I was, because everybody knows that knows me, I don't really collect mainline stuff anymore. But I have had that mold in hand before this opaque version comes out. I honestly think it's so much better, hot take, to not have windows and or clear windows on my Transformers. I'd never really liked that. since they got away from the Diaclone thing. I don't think it makes any sense. That's just a hot take for me. But I personally think it's cool that they're doing this. It gives people an opportunity to get hold of the ones that they wanted, because maybe they didn't want all the figures from that 4-pack. Maybe they only wanted like a couple of them. This is a good opportunity for them to use the mold and give people non-translucent plastic. You don't have to worry about it being a ticking time bomb.
It is. I just think I wanted more from... I get why they did it, because it does fill an 86 movie slot in the right packaging to be an 86 release. And it's another reuse of a mold with minimal, if any, changes. I just was... It just seems a little lazy to me. I get it. I totally understand why. I can't be mad at them for doing that. I don't know what I wanted, but I wanted more than that.
Yeah.
If that makes
I think
sense.
you wanted something that was maybe more along the lines of, you know, the new Seeker molds or something like that, right? That was a little more,
Maybe
a little less,
but if
a little more stylized towards G1 than sort of that mix.
that mix, yeah, because I figured if we're going to get another Seeker style revamp, it'll be for the Dotson brothers, because you can get so many reuses out of that Dotson brother mold. But I mean, again, like you said, I'm happy whoever didn't want the 4-pack or couldn't afford the 4-pack or couldn't find the 4-pack. They're getting the Hound, they're getting the Wheeljack, they've got the Trailbreaker as a reissue. So I mean, Sunstreaker, again, I would have liked to have something better than that Sunstreaker, but it is what it is. So I'm not gonna. It's like, okay, I've got them. I'm not gonna have to rebuy them. But now this also means, now that we have Windcharger, y'all know what's going to happen at Target next year. Another Dead Autobot 2-pack with Wheeljack and Windcharger, because the molds are now available.
I am not looking forward to seeing a dead Wheeljack. I'm just not. You guys know that's my boy.
I know. Well, I mean, Windcharger's always been one of my low-key favorites. Like, him and Trailbreaker are kind of like, I've always loved them. They're not like the characters I can't get off of my mind. But I've always said it's like Trailbreaker, fun-loving guy, kind of big, eats a lot. You know, spirit animal there.
But he also
Windcharger,
has his own power shield. I mean, come on.
I know. But yeah, but it's forced to a face.
Exactly.
So, but yeah.
Hey, I'd totally take a Coda Hero Dinobot Hasbro, just if you want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
Well, now, on a slight diversion, since Yellow Park is now doing Beast Wars characters, and we saw Beast Wars Dinobot in this, you could very well get a battle damaged Code of Hero Dinobot from that, which I do believe we will see.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I would like that.
Yeah, and we'll probably also see that as Gremlin. You know, yeah. Now the combiners. Real quick on the combiners, without getting too far off the tangent.
Okay.
Do y'all have a problem with the arms on Computron being switched? I don't really, because it looks like they're using it. It was based on a piece.
Bring up the picture, because since we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah, we
about
might as
this,
well talk about them.
Yeah, because it's a good. I think it's a good point to talk about.
It's
them real quick.
Scramble City. I'm those kind of guys. I play with my toys. I have all my Scramble Cities. I mix those things up all the time. I don't care. As long as it's just the 5 dudes, I don't care what freaking one it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had no idea because I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just excited they're actually doing Computron.
Oh yes, exactly. I am too. It's just traditionally, Afterburner is the right because he carries the gun. Strafe is generally the left arm. But there is a piece of Dreamwave art out there where they are reversed. Now, if this is as generic connecting as I think they are, and if it's mirrored on the front and back, and as long as the hands rotate a full 360, you can switch them, and there shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah,
Well, the hands probably can just unplug and plug in.
If it
on
works
the other
anything
side,
like
right?
Verticus and Devastator, everything is a ball joint. Everything I think is like a. What else?
Well,
Like
this
5
is
mil?
this isn't blockies. This is Yellow
Well, it
Park.
is Yellow
Yellow
Park. So,
Oh.
I mean, they may
Yeah.
just do that. They may have a switchable situation.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
know some people who are switching over to the Yellow Park stuff for the combiners.
yeah. But I mean, we've also seen Lockies and Yellow Park, even if they're, I don't know if it's an intentional war for the shelf space kind of thing, but I have to think we're looking at each one as kind of doing the other's thing now. And again,
Sure, yeah.
So it's like, but
I
again,
mean, you have to remember they're competing in the same market in China,
right?
right? So
And also look at your traditional third party. This is officially licensed stuff, so it's not technically third party. I'm just saying, look at third party. X Transbots shows something. Fans Toys, 48 hours later, boom, there's a render. It may take 10 years to come out, but they have a render. Someone
if
says,
these-
hey, we're doing a new Devastator. Again, boom, 3 companies do a Devastator. So
if
this
these
is,
work anything like the kits that I have from Yellow Park, I would assume that these, like, the elbow joints can turn 360, and that those are just plugged in with his shoulders are just plugged in with pegs, and his hands are just pegged in.
right.
That you could easily have those shoulders be on
Right.
either side and not have to worry about it.
And I think these things are probably early enough along. If anything had to be changed for something like that, it
Yeah.
could. But I believe they built in, like you said, to give some kind of customization if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to have an unofficial hidden Scramble City power, you could do that.
I can see
But
that.
but I'm happy they're doing the combiners. I don't mind. It's like Lightspeed is technically turned the wrong way, but it still looks good, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
Actually, the way he's on there right now is the way I tend to put him on my Computron that I have sitting on the shelf. I never liked the idea of him being reversed. It never made any sense to me.
Yeah. So anyway, I like them. I mean, I may pick some of these up. It just depends on everything else coming out and finances and life and everything else. But I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, I've got the Craftsman toys. I just completed the Legends Computron a few months ago. I'm going to be putting those together, hopefully before I die. So there's that. Bingo Toys is doing a Computron. Fans Toys is doing a Computron. Yellow Park doing a Computron. We're getting a lot of Computron. The one thing I'm hoping is if they continue with the combiners and they do a Bruticus, finally get a Battle Gaia, even if it's not, because Artfire 2000, who I'm sure all y'all who know the website know, he had for 5 minutes a loose, complete, non-yellowed Battle Gaia, $2,500. I was told about it through the guys on RFC. 5 minutes later, it was sold, and none of us bought it. That's how fast that battle. That's the first Battle Gaia I've seen that wasn't boxed less than $5,000.
I mean, I've seen the knockoff Battle Gaia pop up on eBay a few times, and for somebody that's trying to get all of those guys, as hard as it is to get those, even the knockoff goes for astronomical amount of money. I've seen that for that one and Gaia Guardian. So, yeah, it's a very niche thing, but hey, hopefully, let's hope Hasbro decides to take those 86 Bruticus bits and build one. Make it for everybody. Play with one.
I'm just gonna let you know if I end up dropping, it's because this is moving through right now.
Oh, jeez.
What is it?
Yeah, we got some
His has a mini hurricane over
some thunderstorms coming through. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "What the hell is that noise?" And I took my my
It's
headset
Florida,
off, and I
guys.
was like,
Oh yeah.
"Oh, that's thunder." Thought someone was breaking into my house.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So sorry for the tangent, but I just wanted to mention. Glad to see them. Want more combiners? Yay!
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, like, I'm glad that Yellow Park is, they showed a lot of movie stuff still, but I'm glad they're kind of moving on into other stuff. Like, I'm torn on Dinobot and Primal, but I'm probably gonna get them anyways. So
That's
you
your
know
jam,
those. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have the masterpieces to me are like my sort of penultimate sort of versions of those guys.
dude. Mhm.
But I'll get them. I'll get them to go along with everything else. You know, they'll be fun, like display toys to sort of pose in all the different poses. But
But
I would
speaking
like it would be cool if they do some of the like battle damage stuff, like because Primal and Dinobot both they both get beat up pretty good.
so
And then the Waspinator won't even, he'll just be like a pile of parts.
Waspinator, you just don't put them together, right?
Yeah.
You just pour them out.
Waspinator should be a magnetized one. Though you hit this like his chest or something like that. And just
That would be.
falls off.
It's probably something that someone who's much better at with customizing can do is make something like a Waspinator with magnetic bits and have it where you can easily just pull.
Yeah.
pull.
So let's talk about this. What is this Starhawk thing?
It's called Star Eagle, and this came out of nowhere. So it is to commemorate the 250th anniversary of America.
America.
So they're just coming out with a red, white, and blue Air Razor. That its name is Star Eagle. Now, my opinion on this is like, what the hell? First off, but also, I wish it was Blue Bolts. I'm like, so this is the closest official thing we're gonna get to Blue Bolts, because Blue Bolts originally was, you know, it showed up in one of the Takara comics alongside Ultra Mammoth, I think, as you know, it's supposed to be the gun that was with Ultra Magnus in the RID version, you know, which they also call Blue Bolts. But it was a blue and white repaint of the Skywarp mold from this. But yeah, so we're getting this random Star Eagle. I mean, I'm gonna get it because one, I mean, it's a repaint of Air Razor, and it's a Maximal. It has the Maximal symbol there.
You
But
just
it's
ignore the
super
fact
random.
that it's a weird 250th anniversary for our country. But, dude, yeah, this is Blue Bolts. We'll just start calling it Blue Bolts. I just think it works. I agree.
It's weird. It came out of nowhere. It's very weird. I mean,
Yeah,
they should have made it more. I mean, if it was gonna be America, it should have been like, you know, make it more bald eagle-ish, and like, I don't know, give it like or give it like a George Washington head or something like that.
Yeah,
Right? That's what they should have done.
Yeah, this is such an easy. I don't care about this.
Yeah.
If it winds up going clearance, like if it comes out before July 4th, I think you'll see it going clearance not long after July 4th. If it comes out July 4th, it probably won't go clearance because it's celebrating the entire year of our anniversary. You know, I don't blame them for making it. It's a tie-in. It's using a previous mold. It fits the time period. There is a Venn diagram of people that would probably want this for whatever reason.
I'm in the Venn diagram purely based on Beast Wars and Beast Wars repaints.
Well, also America.
Yeah.
So you know, there are those people that just want anything that, you know. Imagine if this was like, because I was saying to the guys on RFC, like, what if they took like a Michael Bay figure and colored it in red, white, and blue, some kind of flying, you know, a jet or something, paint a jet like a F-15 or something. I'm just saying, because then
Take the
you've got
Starscream mold and just paint a freaking United States flag on it and have it transform. There you go.
yeah, and then you've got the whole America worked in with, you know, how Michael Bay loved doing his military
Oh, yeah.
stuff. So I mean, I was thinking I would not have been surprised if this. It makes most sense being this mold, but I would not have been surprised if it was a Michael Bay America move. But it exists.
Would have been-
It's wonderful.
I can picture it now in some alternate timeline, like that leader class Starscream coming out of nowhere again, and it's just a tampographed flag across the top of it. Pure, just so gaudy and awful, but
Or they redid the Cybertronian tattoos on it, so when you look at it from a certain angle, it turns into the flag or something like that. It exists.
Yeah.
If you love it, I'm stealing this from Bobby Skullface. If you like it, you win. For me, it's a pickup when it goes deep discount.
yeah, to me it's weird. Like I see it, and my first reaction was literally, I guess this is the only way. This is the closest we'll ever get to Blue Bolt actually getting an official figure. And then my second thought was they should have given it a new head at least. Like they could have made it have like a George Washington head or something like that, right? It could have been something
maybe like
silly.
a United States soldier's helmet or that.
And then I was just like, this is weird.
Part of me was
Well,
thinking-
and there was a little bit of me that was like, so Star Eagle gets a figure, but no Star Upper? I mean, come on.
well, I have to say this. Birdman.
I
So
still want my kangaroo.
Yeah, I know. What the heck? Speaking of things, though, that we want, and I know Don's been wanting to talk about this thing.
Yeah.
This thing called a combiner.
Okay. All right. I want to be honest. After seeing this picture, my enthusiasm has dropped a decent amount because we saw the brawl foot, and I was kind of thinking, okay, if you look right where the characters are bent to be the feet, you have that gap. I was thinking maybe it's mistransformed. Maybe there's something on Onslaught, a panel or something. Like on the inside of the flap, it's colored like Brawl and Swindle, so it folds out and maybe wraps around that to make the foot look. No. That I have a hard time seeing that as a foot.
It looks like he stepped in some green paint.
I mean, it's just it doesn't look like it's a cohesive foot because of that gap around what serves as the ankle joint. And I get you probably couldn't have anything around that, or you would limit the posability. That was the main thing. He looks like he's walking with high waiter pants on, like he's trying to walk through water and not get the bottoms of his pants wet.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, Blastoff and Vortex are supposed to be the arms. The arm frames are not the same color as the robots.
No.
That visually bugs me because it doesn't. With Superion, the arm frames are white. The aerial bots are mostly white. So it doesn't really. Once you notice it, you notice it. But it's not something that sort of jumps out at you. Again, it's Superion. It's one of the most boring, yet one of the most cohesive looking combiners that we have. Because it's a very cohesive color palette.
Yep.
Yeah.
This, it just looks like they slapped Blastoff and Vortex on a couple of frames, a couple of planks, and there's a tiny little Onslaught back there with little levers raising the arms up and down to, like, Rock'em Sock'em robots with Bruticus' arms. I am the Bruticus guy. Probably on this podcast and on RFC for sure. I am the Bruticus guy. Bruticus is my guy. I have upstairs, I bought 3 waves of Blockies and the Bruticus Combiner thing to get that Blockies Bruticus. And I'll be selling off all the extras, that I don't want. But that was the easiest way to make sure I got that Bruticus. But it's just, it's not right. And it hurts. And I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer about this, but whereas before I saw this completed ensemble, I wanted to complete this set. Now I feel like I've got to complete the set because I am such a Bruticus fan. But it's like, I don't want to go shop at this one particular retailer, but I go there because the prices are so cheap compared to everybody else. This is like, this is not what I wanted for this Bruticus, but I'm going to buy it because I am a Bruticus fan, and I need to and I'm already in 2 Blastoffs, 2 Vortexes, and 2 Brawls. I'm already in, and I've got 2 Onslaughts on order. So, and I sold my other set of Constructicons because I decided I'm only going to go in on one both mode kind of thing, robot and combiner. It was going to be Bruticus.
Yeah.
I didn't make a mistake. I'm still not unhappy I sold my other Devastator set, but this does really let me down. The whole thing with Shockwave, I get what they're doing. I know what they're trying to tie into as far as Bruticus. I'm hoping maybe the core class Shockwave from a few years ago can fit in the hand in some fashion. That would be a lot.
Be able to if it's wasn't it like a 5mm port that popped off?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
it
think
should
so,
be
yeah.
able to fit that.
I just, a lot of wind has gone out of my sails wanting to complete. I'm completing it because I feel like I have to, which means 2 more Onslaughts and 2 Swindles. But the only upside, and I usually hate saying this, there's going to be a lot of upgrade kits for this thing. I sincerely believe we will see someone do pieces to fill in those spots at the bottom on Brawl and Swindle to make it look more like a cohesive foot.
DNA is going to do like 4 sets.
Well, and then they'll do a one giant set with everything that has parts that the 4 individual sets didn't have. I don't know whether they'll do. Yeah, I don't know if they can do anything about the whole arm colors being wrong. There could be some kind of I'm gonna call it a Lego brick. It's not a Lego, but you know what I mean. Something that connects over the arm to make it the color of Vortex and Blastoff. So when
Might make
Vortex
whole arms. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, y'all seen the Bruticus kits that it's called the Liberation Kit for the Magic Square Bruticus, where it gives you the Combaticons in vehicle mode, and you can just tap them onto a frame, which frees up your Magic Square Combaticons to be individual robots. So you get both. But that Liberation Kit's about $140. Yeah, it's cheaper than buying a whole second set of Magic Square Masterpiece Combaticons. But I should have to do that to get that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I want to have to look at some upgrade kits for this, if nothing else, for the feet.
Yeah, I can see that.
The legs, for me, the legs have been the most disappointing part about this whole entire thing since I saw them.
And the sad thing is, Brawl is such a great figure by himself.
I mean, I'm looking at it. It looks like his hands are like hanging off the back. Same thing with Swindle.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
It's,
like
kinda
there's so
sloppy.
much mass that they could have used elsewhere. I don't know.
again, there could be. It's like we saw on the Astro Train, and like we see on a lot of this photography, stuff either can't be transformed properly because the stage of creation it's at, or it's not transformed properly because people don't know what the hell they're doing when they get the stuff set up, or they're in a hurry. They're trying to get set up under a lot of pressure to make sure everything is, because this is
That's part of
big
it
show.
too, probably.
This is it. It's just, I don't expect it being so much better than what I'm seeing. How I'm feeling right now will change drastically.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. To me, it looks like he's wearing a pair of freaking boxer shorts. I'm just not into that. It looks so
Yeah.
strange. I mean,
Yeah.
the green that comes, like, they could have literally took that silver and just went further down.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
if they would have done that, that would have even made it better.
right. So it looks like you don't have. Again, it's just I feel like I'm being too nitpicky and I'm being too whiny because it's not exactly the way I want it to be. When I understand, I've been doing this longer than any of y'all. I'm the old man. I get budget constraints, safety constraints. They have to make money at this stuff. So I get they've done the best they can at these price points with what all the bullet points they have to hit. I appreciate them giving us this Bruticus. I'm just saying it is falling short for me now that I'm seeing it all together, and I have to temper my expectations on it not being much better than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you on that 100%. Because, I mean, I'm looking at the arms and I'm like... Because I'm envisioning this in G2 colors. The arms are going to be straight yellow. There's going to be so much yellow and purple there on those arms. Just by themselves. If you think about it with the G2 colors. It is really going to look bizarre. I just don't know.
I don't think we'll see. It'll be, I would say, at least 5 to 10 years before we start seeing any G2 stuff because they have so many combiners to get out as it is. I mean, we just finished Devastator within the past 3-4 months.
Yeah.
We're just now getting a little more than halfway through with Bruticus. We still have Piranacon, Predacons, unless they're counting the reissue of the combine of the.
I think
the
they're
Titan
actually
one.
counting that reissue as the release. Because
Release.
I don't think they're going to redo that. Because I've heard way too many people enjoyed that toy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's a fantastic version. Me, I'm not like. I wasn't the biggest fan. Like, I was kind of like you with Ace and Devastator. I just didn't like how it held together. And it was kind of back heavy.
Yeah.
The Iron Wars one stood just fine. It didn't have an issue. Yes,
Right.
it's lighter. Yes, it was hollow. Well, guess what? Every toy ever since Fall of Cybertron has become hollowed. So
Yeah.
it's something we've had to accept. But it's just to me, like the mass of it. When I messed with Superion, it was okay. But there's times I was just like, I don't think I'm going to be posing this thing much because it's kind of heavy and I'm afraid it's going to fall over because it is so heavy. You know? So, I don't know. This Verticus may turn out pretty decent to some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. It does need some TLC in some areas. But again, we'll have to wait and see.
Right. And you know Toy Hacks is going to come out with an entire sticker set for this thing. So,
Well, that's one thing. Without getting out on another tangent, having the stickers to make it look like the G1 does not ever really bother me. It's like Toy Hacks is running a promo right now. This is not a sponsorship. It's something I saw. If you go to Toy Hacks and you buy something, you can add the wind charger. The new wind charger has a sticker sheet, $1 that you can add during this promotion. I looked at the video for that sticker sheet. I don't want him to look like that. I think he looks fine sticker-wise and color-wise. I am looking at getting the upgrade kit to fill in those feet and a little bit of the waffling. But I don't want the sticker mine to look like the G1. I want him to look like as it is.
yeah.
As long as he's got a good Autobot symbol and the paint and the deco is there, I don't want the re-sticker to look like my G1 because he's not G1.
Right.
But you know what I mean. He is, but he doesn't have to look just like that. Just more joints. So, but yeah, I mean, again, that's awesome if you like doing it. But re-stickering something new, it's like this guy right here. This is that KO Black Zarek that's out. There is a sticker sheet. I will probably put a few of the stickers on, but I'm not doing the whole thing because I don't want him looking like a toy, kind of. I want him looking like a character first. That happens to be a toy, not a toy trying to look like a character, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I see where you're going with that.
But again, that's just me.
Yeah. So moving a little bit along here on our little toy fair thing, we're going to talk a little bit of Cyber World. Now, I know some people are like, oh, it's a kiddie line. I'm sorry, guys, but I am loving what Cyber World is putting out. These are affordable,
Yeah.
they're small, and they're funny.
And also remember, even though we are now a more recognized part of Hasbro's selling strategy, we are still not the main part. They make toys for kids. This is their bread and butter. We're the side job. You know, we're the one you go to 2 days a week, we're the DoorDash.
Yeah.
The kids are their 9 to 5 job. We're the DoorDash on their days off to get some extra money.
Now, right here we're looking at Shockwave, which turns into...
Spinosaurus.
That's supposed to be, I was about to say, it's a Spinosaurus, and then I was going to say that or a Dimetrodon. I think that is actually fantastic and funny in such a crazy direction.
Yeah,
with
that's...
Shockwave. I love
Yeah,
this.
and he is a tank, just not like roll, roll, boom, boom, more like roar, roar, I want to eat you kind of tank. But yeah, he's cute. It's something different. And again, it's a robot that turns into a dinosaur. Who cares what line it's in? It's nifty. That.
Yeah, a lot of people actually, when they were doing that fan vote, really wanted Shockwave to be the Spinosaurus because there's that. I don't know if it's official, but there's at least that comic that I see online all the time that has Shockwave as the Spinosaurus. So a lot of people kind of wanted that, and so it's kind of funny that I wonder how much that inspired this to be made. But that Cyberverse is actually doing it, or Cyber World. Yeah, Cyber World is having a lot of fun because they did that cool Megatron, and they've done some other wacky stuff. I do wish that they had a line that was, and they're kind of doing that with timelines, right? The timelines stuff, the exclusives are doing some wacky stuff.
Yeah.
But I kind of just wish we had something that was maybe a little more, a little aged up from Cyberworld that was doing some funky stuff. Like I would love to, like, a whole line of like, hey, what if G1 were all dinosaurs, or what if all these characters were all, sea vehicles, or what if all these characters were all air vehicles and junk like that. There could be some fun to be had there, which I think Cyberverse is kind of exploring, which I think Timelines is also kind of exploring, but it's doing it in an expensive way and some like kind of overpriced exclusive sets. Which the first one, being Hearts of Steel was pretty cool, but this new one is far less interesting to me. The ones based around
Ox cart.
Yeah.
Because I think you'll be surprised about what it does.
I think the Ox cart is the only one that I was interested in.
Dude, that thing,
it's like
I've watched the
everything else
transformation thing. That toy guy actually had those because he got them just recently, and he did an actual review of it. Dude, it is nuts how that thing transforms, and I absolutely love it. You would actually like that one. I can tell you right now.
Yeah,
You should get it.
I think if those four were a wave of figures on a store shelf, and I went to the store and I saw Oxcart Prime, I would buy Oxcart Prime. I don't want the Starscream, and I'm not going to want the Bumblebee, and I'm not going to want the Megatron.
I get that.
Yeah. and that's kind of the only thing that's stopping me from having it. Otherwise, I think that would be fun. I think if the timelines line was like a retail line, where every quarter or we got two figures in a sort of what if scenario, it could be a lot of fun, and it could be kind of like a more collector oriented cyber world, because cyber world's doing some cool stuff. The other one that I posted a picture of, like, this is so stupid, and I love it. A ghost ship, a ghost pirate ship, Scourge. Like, it's ridiculous, and I want it. I want like a cool, like, galleon transformer.
You know what vibes I get from this? Do you guys remember Captain Shark from Brave?
Oh God, yes. He's upstairs on a shelf.
This dude is a pirate. His face has got a freaking eye patch. Like, why would you
Plus-
not like this thing?
Plus, also, there's a metal card bot that's
Yeah.
pre-orderable now at BBTS, Captain Hook. That is this very similar thing. I mean, you could repaint this into and get a broadside out of it if you wanted to, just for grins and giggles. You could repaint this as Cannonball, which would kind of make more sense. He's his own ship. So yeah, I mean, this is, but it looks like it's 2 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the package, it said it was 2 steps. I gotta see how this thing works in 2 steps.
Well, I'm sure part of it is you just pull you have to pull the sword off the front probably, so technically maybe 3 steps. You got to take that off. But I bet you just hit a switch or something and he just goes clunk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going on the it's just cool shelf.
This was
awesome.
a whole lot of fun.
I really do like this. Now this I am digging what Cyber World's doing. Please,
here's what I'm gonna
Hasbro, keep doing this. This is fun.
Actually, if I'm looking at this image, what I'm going to assume is that you bring his arms forward, which also separates his chest out, and then you swing his legs down, because his legs look like it's all just one big brick.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, this is such a Cyber World is doing random weird things, and I love it. And I just kind of wish there was maybe a more interactive version that was more akin to the timeline stuff that's doing some wacky stuff as well.
Well,
I would love to see a whole bunch of pirate ship or like ship themed robots. Like, maybe after this one they might think about that for timelines. Do Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Starscream as ship themed things, But
give us a pirate collection.
yeah.
Yeah, I am so down for this. This is the
Maybe Starscream will transform into like a hot air balloon or something like that to keep his flying theme. But
I've actually started when I actually am recovering from COVID. I actually wound up having COVID again for the 3rd time. That's why I was feeling bad.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm better now, but I did have COVID early in the week. So when I was off one day, I started watching Cyber World. It's very frustrating. It's fun, but it's frustrating because there's some really snippets of really good writing in there, but also no one knows. Some people feel like they know how they got there. Some people don't know how they got there, like Optimus. They don't know why they're there, but then they know they're there. And it's just like some people know stuff, other people don't know anything. No one says, like, this is how we got here. This is what's going on. So it's not. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this badly, but it reminds me of Beast Machines.
Well,
everybody's
it's
running.
A little disconnected here and there.
Yeah, everybody's running around doing stuff, trying to get to goals and objectives, but we have no backstory to know where all this came from, why it's set up, and why we should care, other than I don't want to see these characters I like die, but it's obviously they're in a video game. I mean, they lose energy, they take hits, they do challenges and lose. It's like they're inside some kind of weird virtual game. Is it by like an omnipotent being? Is it Q? Did he get bored with Jean
The
Luc.
Game Master.
The game. I mean, did he get bored with Jean Luc and him complaining about his wines and stuff?
Watch
Or-
the very
I
ending
actually wasn't even
scene.
familiar with.
The very ending scene will be some 5-year-old kid yanking a freaking Atari cartridge out and just does this and then slaps it back in and starts playing again. That'll be it.
I just,
Yeah, I wasn't
think,
actually even aware that they were what the storyline was. For
I don't. I'm
so.
guessing but it reads like you have bonus levels, you have power ups, you have energy points, you have Scorponok, he is giant, big, bad, level boss, and they're trying to build up enough energy and weapons to take out Scorponok to get to the ship. This is a video game. So it's like, how did you get here? Why are you here? Why don't you know you're here? We have Megatron. We now have Galvatron.
I mean,
Okay.
in Europe, in the European comics, Galvatron and Megatron were 2 different characters.
Well, IDW did that too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not unheard of.
Right, but
I find it kind of interesting, really.
I'll
I
have
think,
to look into that more. I might not watch it, but I might go like read stuff on the wiki or something like that.
I think I'll enjoy it more once some of this stuff starts cohesing together. That's what really put me off about Beast Machines. I don't mind a slow burn on the unfolding plot, but I need something to keep me interested. It's like that's why I gave up on Miraculous Ladybug, because it's taking forever for the stuff to be revealed, and when you get it in small little drips, and then boom, you get a bunch of information dumped. But the reason I gave up on that show is because they find out, and they find out each other's identity, then it's undone. Then they find out, and it's undone. And it's like, I just couldn't take it anymore. It was making me too angry to watch the show. So I want to keep watching. I want to keep watching this because there are snippets of really great dialogue in here. But they need to start pulling some of these threads together on what this setup is. Otherwise, I want to lose interest in it. I'll just tell them, okay, guys, don't die.
Now, something that I wanted to talk about that wouldn't lose my interest is, crossovers. We like our crossovers.
Star
You know,
Eagle.
some people are, Star Eagle, no, we're some people are pretty excited about, Turtles and Godzilla. I am absolutely ecstatic to see a Donatello Jet Jaguar, because Jet Jaguar has always been my favorite Godzilla ally, and Donatello's always been my favorite turtle. They have literally done magic in a bottle here for me, and he comes with a tiny action figure. This.
Well,
this
that's because
was made
Jet
for me.
changes sizes, right? He's small and he gets
He's
big.
he's kind of like Ultraman, kind of.
Yeah, basically it was Toho's Ultraman.
Yeah,
Except for he's a robot instead of a person.
right.
Now, the
Because,
sword
I mean-
thing it comes with, because I watched Pixel Dan's stream of everything. The sword, those blast things come off and actually go onto his feet like jets. So you can actually move
Jets,
yourself.
yeah.
It's just like, yes, this is amazing.
Well, see, I've got the first wave, and I think they're just wonderful little figures, and I definitely want to get him to complete the wave. I'm not sure how far I'll be continuing this line, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with other characters on whether I continue it or not. But getting the 4 main ones, and I think I'm sorry,
It's okay.
Shredder is Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we're going to talk about Jet Jaguar, and then we'll move over to him, because I actually
Okay.
have pictures
Yeah.
of him.
So when they first revealed these, they revealed the first wave. I haven't read the comic. I tend to buy these comics when they release them in collections, so I'm waiting for them to release the volume. Because I think it was a 4-part miniseries, kind of like the
Ghostbusters.
they did a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Godzilla crossover, and they did 2 miniseries for that one. Godzilla's been getting a lot of miniseries. He's in everything right They did a Godzilla and Romeo and Juliet. Um,
What?
but
I never
yeah,
had Godzilla
yeah,
and
that's true.
Archie.
There's a Godzilla and Dick Tracy. He's been getting a lot of stuff lately. But I haven't read this yet. I'm pretty sure that in the comic they went with the turtles sort of become kaiju, like the toys are here. But when I first saw the first wave, of Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo, I wasn't really into it. Michelangelo didn't make any sense. Why is he King Ghidorah? King Ghidorah is not an ally of Godzilla. Um, and King Ghidorah is a good guy in one movie, and Godzilla, um, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. He's actually the good guy, one of the good monsters, and Godzilla's the bad monster.
Well,
But he's typically not an ally.
yeah. Well, remember that on the back of the packaging, they're specifically referencing the '80s Godzilla cartoon by Hanna-Barbera.
Mm-hmm.
As far as so, could it be if that cartoon had continued, King Ghidorah would have been an ally if there had been more than
Yeah,
what
I'm
was
not sure.
shown?
My straight to the point reason why Mikey is King Ghidorah is that the licensor would say that you need to do Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, Mothra, and Rodan. Those are the five. Those are the big five of Godzilla, right? So I think they had to squeeze Ghidorah in there somewhere, and Ghidorah, let's just make a. He's kind of orange. Let's make him Mikey. I think that was kind of the thought process there. But I decided to buy the Wave 1 because then they showed artwork, and Donatello was Jet Jaguar, and Jet Jaguar is my absolute favorite. I freaking love Jet Jaguar. I need to get it framed, but I have a German poster of Godzilla versus Megalon, which in Germany they call him King Kong because just for whatever reason, there's no reason. For some reason, Germany called multiple characters King Kong, and Jet Jaguar is one of them. So I have that poster, and it's amazing. It's an amazing poster. So yeah, I love Jet Jaguar. So when I saw Jet Jaguar was Donatello, I was like, okay, I'll buy them. Okay. And I really like Wave 1. And when I got them, I'm like, actually, these are full of fun. So I'm kind of glad I bought them. So I'm super excited to get this. I've always been a Mikey kid, but and that goes without saying. My name is Michael. So, but yeah, Donatello as Jet Jaguar kind of sold me on the whole entire thing.
Yeah, I the second I found out that this was gonna happen, I was like, I've got to get this figure when it comes out. I just got to get this figure. It gives me such a giggle seeing that. Now here's a really strange one, but it works. Splinter is King Caesar. I think this is fucking adorable. Pardon my French, but it's adorable.
It's funny and it's so out there. Like King Caesar is probably one of the most forgotten monsters from the whole entire franchise. So that he's getting, they've made it fits, making Splinter King, or making Splinter, King Caesar works, but it's so goofy, especially as it's like King Caesar with big old rat buck teeth is so goofy looking, but
and he's
yeah,
got
it
a
works.
Tree.
Got a tree. It does have a tree.
What do you think of this thing, Don?
I don't have any idea who this is, who it's supposed to be, or why it's even connected to Godzilla.
It's Splinter. So King Caesar is from the very first Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. He was an ally at the end. He was supposed to be like a shrine guardian
He
that they
almost
used
looks like
to.
a huge yeti.
Well,
Kind
he's
of.
supposed to be like one of those. I think he's based off of like those lion statues that are like in Chinese
Yeah.
folklore and stuff like that.
Is he part bat?
No,
He
he's this.
looks like
Well, this is supposed to be Splinter, right? Or
Yeah,
Right,
this is
but-
Splinter.
But is King Caesar because his head?
he's kind of like a dog, but
bat dog.
actually,
Bat dog.
yeah. Hold on a second. I can show you what. Oh,
Okay.
what are you?
There's a
Right behind you.
concept. Just wait. Michael's gonna bring back the figure because you know he's got him sitting on the shelf because you know Godzilla fans around here.
I brought back a figure. um, this is King, or yeah,
King Caesar.
Okay.
King Caesar. He's like like I said, I think he's based off of those like this like Chinese statues like the lions. That are a little more like dog-like than they are lion-like. But he's supposed to be like a temple garden, like an ancient temple guardian. And he was resurrected to help Godzilla fight Mecha Godzilla, which kind of makes sense when you see that, you know, Shredder is Mecha Godzilla.
All right, Splinter, you do you.
I think
Yeah.
Splinter's great. He's probably like out of all the other ones, he's probably my favorite. Next to this one because Shredder as Mechagodzilla makes 100% sense.
Yeah, that's just
It
like the
just
most
works.
like no duh sort of.
He does have a
Yeah.
cape, so it's great that they put a cape.
Yeah, it's
on.
hard to see it, but
Yeah, this photo's got it. But if you watch Pixel Dan actually did a whole good overview of some of these. This guy looks amazing. I think he looks fantastic.
Can I break in with one thing real quick?
You go right ahead.
A picture has been posted of the back of Studio Series Wheeljack's box. That's on the back. That's on the back of the box. And his
Wow.
bio said, "Yeah, his bio says scientist and inventor Wheeljack valiantly fought the Decepticons in the Battle of Autobot City." And his profile pic is his death on the floor,
that's awful.
on the floor. So
Let's all
I'm
have a
sorry.
moment
Aren't you
of
like-
silence for my boy.
I heard you like dead Autobots.
Yeah. So yeah, we know the next Dead Autobot 2 pack is coming. We know that.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry. I wanted to just let you know that was a thing that exists.
that's fine. So we're gonna kind of bounce around here for a couple seconds here. We're gonna shift still with Godzilla stuff, but Power Ranger style. And these are based out of the comic book. I think some of these are already available, from what I've been told.
Not just yet. They're coming out soon. The
But it's,
green,
like,
red,
really
and
soon.
blue Ranger.
Um,
Yeah, I think March 1st was like a shipping date that was getting batted around.
all I have to say is Pink Ranger as Mothra is freaking amazing. That just looks so great. Like, these just look awesome.
Yeah, these are wacky. I mean, I haven't. I have the comics. I haven't read the second volume yet. I didn't finish the first volume. I read the first three and then waited for the volume to get the finished story. But I assume that these are in the second volume because I made it through most of the first volume, but I might be wrong. But yeah, these are wild. I mean, they're kind of weird. They're a little like they feel like over stylized for. They seem to lean more. I don't know, almost like into the movie Rangers, and how much they're designed. But they're fun. I mean, I started buying. I actually have I bought a small little collection of, Megazords. I got the Zap. Megazord and the Zap Dragon Zord, and then I went ahead and bought I bought all 5 of the Zords from Playmates, and I have those in their just individual modes, or as the dinosaurs, and then I have the Zaps combined. So I started like a tiny little Power Rangers collection because I did like the what I had read so far from the Godzilla, Power Rangers crossover, and also kind of just it's a crossover that makes a whole lot of sense.
Mhm.
So I'm definitely gonna get these. Like it gives me an excuse as like someone who grew up with Power Rangers, who I was very into Power Rangers for a while, but then Transformers took over
Mhm.
with Beast Wars, but gives me an excuse to have some Rangers merchandise while saying I have it because it's Godzilla. Same with the Turtles. I was kind of into Turtles as a kid, and then Transformers took over everything that I was interested in. So now I get to have some Turtles figures, and now I get to have some Power Rangers figures because they're all tied into Godzilla, which is kind of my main thing now.
If you like it, you win. Me, I ain't gonna worry about it. Although the Dragon Zord thingy looks interesting.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. The Godzilla Dragon Zord crossover piece. This, like, if I had room, because I personally would love to get this entire collection, but I don't have room. If I could get a smaller version of this guy, I would be all over it. But this dude is enormous. know
I
it's
wish it was
Godzilla.
painted
It should be
better,
big.
but
But I mean, I really don't mind it. It's kind of muted green, which is fine with me. Because if you look at the comic book, he is kind of muted. It's not like a vibrant.
yeah.
So it
Oh, it's
kinda
fun.
follows-
This is going into my collection. I don't know where it's gonna go because I don't have whole. Anyway, I'll find a spot for it though. This is
You
definitely.
got to get another shelf.
Yeah,
Time to move.
Again.
it is time to move. Yeah, then it is. Let's sell this one and get a bigger one. But yeah, it's I'll find a spot for it. Like it's just one of those things where I need to see how big it actually is because it's hard to
I mean,
tell.
from the
Um,
videos I watched with Pixel Dan, because Pixel Dan did all this stuff throughout Toy Fair. He got a whole lot of videos
Yeah.
out. So if you guys want to see more shots of the stuff, he has done it there. And this dude is pretty big. I want to say he's.
Is it? It's as big as they're like.
I want
it
to
as
say
big
he's
as,
about
like,
a foot and
the-
a half to 2 foot, somewhere in between there. Maybe like 14.
So he might scale with the Zords that
Yeah.
Playmates released then. I mean that's cool. I look forward to buying it. Like this stuff is I'm happy that it's being made. Like I said, it gives me an excuse to own Power Rangers stuff,
Yeah.
while it being Godzilla related.
Yeah. And also, it does. I'm not trying to be mercenary about this, but since Hasbro may be getting money off all of this stuff, either from licensing fees or percentage of sales off the back end, that's money going into Hasbro, even though it's obviously they don't care about the property, since the previous gentleman that ran the company passed away, and they licensed it out to Playmates.
Mhm.
So, and is this being done by Playmates?
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me either, because since they've lost Turtles, they're looking at other sources of revenue, which makes more sense of them expanding Power Rangers into other things. So
Yeah, and well that and Playmates also has they at least have the movie Godzilla license. I think they have the Godzilla license in general. They've just only done movie
Yeah.
stuff for Godzilla. So I anticipate that by the end of 2026, because they lose the turtle license at the end of 2026,
Right.
that they're gonna try to move into the stuff that they still have, which is Rangers and Godzilla and stuff like that.
Which I'm fine with. I think it's better. I think for them to be able to focus on something like that, because since they did lose the turtle license, there's so many people doing turtles now. I think it may. Be
Yeah, I'm
better
glad that
for
we're-
them to move over to do something a little different, because then they
Yeah,
can add
I'm glad that we're at least getting Donatello, Shredder and Splinter. It's yet to be seen because I think they showed designs for Rocksteady, Bebop, and Ariel? What's the April? Good lord, my brain broke.
April.
For April, because April was Mothra themed, obviously, and I think Rocksteady or Bebop was Destroya, and then the other one was
Violante?
I can't remember. No, I can't remember who the other one was. It was a more standard bad guy though.
He's looking it up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I'm googling it real fast.
Got really quiet. Sorry, guys. We had silence. Oh no.
Why can't I find any images of it? Because there were a few images of it.
I'm just wondering if we're going to end up actually getting them because, from what I've heard, because Playmates has lost this thing. The next crossover kind of pulls into this. It's the G.I. Joe Ninja Turtle crossover. They have officially said that it is only 10 figures. I don't have any of the pictures of the vehicles. There is 2 vehicles as well. But right here we've got Raphael, that's Roadblock. Leonardo, that's Snake Eyes. Shipwreck is Michelangelo, which makes 100% sense. And by the way, he does come with a parrot. There's no parrot in this, but there is a parrot with him. Then you've got Mainframe, which is Donatello, which makes a lot of sense too, because Mainframe was the computer geek dude. And then you got Scarlet as April. I think this works really well.
Yeah, I will probably be in for like maybe one wave of these, just the 4 basics in April. Splinter will probably be Duke or Hulk. I think Shredder's already Cobra Commander. I think that was already shown, I believe.
Well, from what I've been told, though, what we have here is all we're going to be getting.
Oh, just these 5?
No, there's 10 total.
Okay, 10 total. Okay.
The Snake Eyes here actually will come with Timber. That's supposed to be Razgar. But there's 2 different variants. The retail release will be the white Razgar. The one that's not white, that's going to be a San Diego Comic-Con one, apparently. So there will be variants of these as well. So that's from what I've gathered. So what do you think of these, Mike?
I think this is. I think I've said it before. G.I. Joe just wasn't. G.I. Joe was kind of inactive when I was a kid. So I mean, like they look fun as turtle toys, but I didn't have a lot. I don't have a lot of investment in G.I. Joe. I mean, I think they look. If I'm just judging them on, as toys alone, they look like a lot of fun. I mean, I can point out Snake Eyes, So, yeah, this is where I fall into kind of Don's area. If it's for you, I'm glad that you're happy about it. I'm very happy for you.
I'm all for a good crossover, and I'll be honest, I've always liked Shipwreck is one of my favorite Joes, just because of no real reason. But I hate just buying. Yeah, I just hate buying one figure out of it because again, we like our sets to be complete. So I hate buying just one figure and not getting the rest. But we'll have to wait and see again. Budget concerns, life, and everything else. I mean, if these are the same $15 price point as the Godzilla Turtles, and you get all that stuff, then that's it. But if they're pushing Black Series classified prices, I'll have to reconsider.
I don't think that's where they're going with these because it is Playmates.
Yeah.
Playmates like their cheap toys.
Kind of out with a bang thing. I think they're going to keep them affordable still. Now, looking at the
feels like a fun crossover.
Other set, obviously the Cobra side. We
The
have
Crane. I love Shredder as Cobra Commander. Makes all the sense in the world. Krang as Destro is one of those things that's kind of brilliant.
I
And
love it too much.
I love it. It's just the way he looks like. And then Bebop and Rocksteady as Dreadnoughts works fine. Slash as Storm Shadow. Yeah, I guess there's really not much else. That's more like they got the other four figured out. It's like, who can we make this guy? Well, he uses swords. We got the sword guy. Okay, he's Storm Shadow. You know, he's the only one that doesn't really. He kind of makes sense and he kind of doesn't.
Yeah. Now, the two vehicles that they're releasing, one of them is basically a buggy that's based off the Ostriker. And then the other one is a helicopter based off of the Dragonfly. And the San Diego Comic-Con version of the Dragonfly is actually going to be an exclusive set that comes with a hat and bandana, so you can change Leonardo, or not Leonardo, but I forget which one it is, but you can change him into Wild Bill with that outfit.
Oh, no, I hate that because I like Wild Bill.
Well,
Damn it.
then go for the San Diego Comic-Con one when it comes out.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get me. That's okay. I got Wild Bill from the Dragonfly set. I didn't get the Dragonfly, but I got the Wild Bill from it. So
Yeah, I think for me the villains look just a lot more fun.
Well, yeah.
I don't even need to know the property. Like obviously I know Cobra Commander and Destro, but
that Destro is
That Destro does it for me, man.
I just love that. If I was going to buy one from that wave, it would probably be that Destro, Krang as Destro.
It just works. It's just something about it. Just the DNA just is there. You know, it's like back when they did Classified. I've tried to get the shop to hold it off for me because I don't really have the money for it yet. But they have Pimp Destro.
Yeah,
that's the only Destro I want is Pimp Destro because it's ridiculously 90s and stupid, and I love it. And I feel the same way about this thing because it just works. It's that wacky weirdness that I really like. And that Slash as Storm Shadow to me works. I just think it looks freaking amazing. That goofy grin on his face, and just something about it just makes me laugh.
I mean, as crossovers, I think they look really good. I wish if I knew more about the property, I would be more excited about it. I know the Turtles a lot more than I know G.I. Joe, and I kind of fell out of Turtles when I was like 9 years old. So,
well, I mean, you got plenty of time to go and watch some G.I. Joe stuff. So try it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might get you into the Joe stuff because Joe stuff
robots.
isn't bad.
I tell you, the things that hold my attention is robots and kaiju.
Now, there's one thing here, since unfortunately we know this line is just these guys. One I really, really, really wish they could have added to this was making a bat out of Metalhead. That would have worked so well. The Battle Android Trooper. Remember the guy that had the switchable arms? And he was like a cyborg looking guy? Don? You don't remember the Battle Android Troopers? That's like Destro's
okay, no, I'm sorry. I was.
Dudes.
You
I
said
think he's thinking.
You said bat.
On the turtle
I'm thinking.
Side. Yeah.
I'm thinking bat. You know,
Battle Android Trooper as Metalhead.
I'm sorry.
That would be fantastic.
As the foot soldiers.
Oh.
The foot soldiers are bats.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Okay. I got
Metalhead or the foot soldiers. I can see either one of those now.
Yeah, I think the foot soldiers you could do them in maybe packs of 2 for not much more money since they'd be the same mold.
Man,
if these are 15, these are 15, maybe you could do 20 and get 2 bats and some extra accessories. And it's foot soldiers.
Dude.
It's a shame that you have to look at these and think, this is this is the last year.
This is
We
it.
only
Yeah.
have until the end of the year.
Now,
I did post because Funko had their like clip bag sort of things that had all the turtles crossovers in it, which
Okay.
shows what the other ones were. So, um, and this isn't like a new thing that they announced, but just because we were talking about it earlier, they had um, Bebop's the pig, right? I think he's Gigan.
yeah.
Rocksteady is Destroya, and then they have Krang as Hedora.
The small monster. Dude. I need to chase these down. I like these. These are cool.
And then you can see April there as Mothra. It's hard to say if we're gonna get. I assume if we got one more wave, we would get April, Bebop, and Rocksteady, but we haven't seen anything about getting another wave of these. So
I mean, since it's Playmates, it's probably not gonna happen, unfortunately. And I mean, that's
so
sad.
Funko seems to be doing some Funko Pops of all of these guys. If that's your thing, I don't. I could care less about Funkos, or I could care. I couldn't care less about Funkos, to be honest with you.
Now, as for the G.I. Joe stuff, the only thing I can think of that came out of the G.I. Joe classified announcements, for me, is the Ninja Force Zartan. Because Ninja Force is so attached to Generation 2 Transformers. I just like, okay, that Zartan needs to sell because I want all the Ninja Force. You guys have got me there. Because I've been wanting Ninja Force. Because I love the wild, stupid, crazy colors and the insanity behind it all. That's my hot take on the classified stuff.
Yeah.
Don, what is yours? Because I know you said you saw a couple that you were interested in.
Well, I'm interested in getting Zarana. I think it's Zarana, or is it?
Yeah.
I-
She came with the bike.
Yeah, the swamp. I'm glad to get a swamp skiff because I've seen like a Gridiron Studios swamp skiff that's way more than I want to spend, no matter. But even though it does look really good, and then whoever the new Cobra guy is that has genetically engineered dinosaurs, because I seem to recall an episode of G.I. Joe where they had genetically engineered dinosaurs.
It was a Dr. Mindbender thing, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, of course it was. So yeah, it's just like stuff I never because classified seems to be more leaning towards the realistic-ish kind of interpretation of G.I. Joe, and then you got a guy with genetic dinosaurs and a punk Zartan that's a ninja.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think anything is doable if you squint and turn your head. Like, yeah, that fits into classified.
Well, I mean, you got to remember, not everybody grew up with like the original 12-inch Joe. Yeah. Some people didn't grow up with the original first line of the Joes. When they first came out.
Yeah. Well, Brian and Diecast are looking at scaling back considerably on just because there's so much classified stuff. But if they're doing Ninja Zartan, who's to say they won't do Battle Force 2000? They won't do Eco Force. They won't do Star Brigade. All those crazy 90s last couple of years things. Mm-hmm. Like, you got the His tank. You can get a septic tank.
Dude, I would love that thing as a septic tank. That would probably be the one time I would buy it just because of that, because I love how stupidly bright that thing is.
That was their G2. That was their G2. Just plain and simple.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I want
here's
to
the
see
thing.
more of this stuff.
Here's the thing. Septic tank as G2 Megatron.
There's your crossover, guys.
Right there. Yep.
Please.
Color that Megatron.
That's the
color
crossover I want right now.
Yeah, reuse that tank mold Megatron, put it in G2 colors in robot mode with the septic tank on the outer, because the thing's basically mostly a shell anyway. So there you go.
Dude.
Did you see that NECA's going to do DuckTales figures?
Yes.
From what from what I understand, now this is me trying to piece this together from 1,000 different sources. Apparently, NECA has the Disney Afternoon license. Apparently,
Where's my
they're
tailspin?
starting with DuckTales,
Oh, my
but
tailspin.
apparently, oh god, for me, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Jim Dale's Rescue Rangers, probably Goof Troop. If they did Aladdin, would be down for a couple of figures from Aladdin. If they did Hercules, a couple of figures from that maybe. Bonkers, absolutely nothing. But there's the Disney Afternoon, and there's with DA, and there's the Disney Afternoon with the small letters towards the end. But can you imagine NECA doing a 2-pack of gummy bears?
Oh, man. That'd be amazing.
You could do NECA. They could do a 2-pack of gummy. They could do a 4-pack.
Yeah.
If in like the big $60 NECA turtle set, there's enough plastic in a $60 NECA turtle set to get 4 gummy bears and accessories.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a while before we see any of that, because the only thing I'm really interested in right now is they showed off at the last show, whatever it was, the 2012 Tiger Claw from the Nickelodeon series. I do want that. Past that, I'm skipping DuckTales. Other than Gizmo Duck, I am completely skipping DuckTales.
Yeah, I want a Gizmo Duck.
But if they do have the Disney Afternoon license, there are some lines I will go completely in on. Darkwing Duck, Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. Again, those could be smaller figures in a multi-pack. Tailspin. Oh my God. I would hate to see them do a Sea Duck, but
Oh, I would love to see a Sea Duck. That would be so awesome.
So and also it was announced a couple of quick hits. Did not mean to steal that from Transmissions. Sorry, did not mean to steal that. That was not intentional. Mezco is teasing doing Thundercats. So probably a little more affordable than the Mondo line. Super 7 has announced a lot of crossover, a lot of licensing from Super 7. The one that counts the most for me, they are doing Visionaries.
I was about to ask you if you knew about that.
Yeah, I knew. I had a few notifications when that was announced. I am disappointed it's Reaction Plus, because I wanted Ultimates, because I'd be willing to pay more if it meant we got the correct holograms, all the appropriate accessories, and I was hoping maybe to get a static, translucent representation of their animal totems. Darkstorm would get his Mollusk, Leoric would get the lion, which we won't get that at this Reaction Plus budget. But
yeah, there's always a chance, Think how long Transformers was a reaction line before.
Right.
I think about it, they could make it a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Please don't tell me that. But I also think Reaction
Stop
Plus,
hurting Don like that.
Yes.
I'm not trying
Yeah.
That's how they can do it.
But I think Reaction Plus, looking at it without rose-colored glasses, it makes the most sense to capture the spirit of the original figures. They're a little smaller than the original figures were 4-inch.
Yeah.
So they didn't quite scale with the G.I. Joes.
They were slightly bigger, yeah.
They were just slightly bigger, but it makes more sense. And if that lower cost of creation means we get the correct hologram technology, is what's important to me. It has to be the correct kinds of holograms. If it's not, I'm still going to buy them. But I'm not going to be... It'll be like Bruticus. It's close, and I'm buying it because I will probably be dead before it happens again. But I don't see that, getting any life later on down the road. All I want at this point, I just want the holograms to be the correct kind. I'm sure they'll do the staffs right. I'm sure they'll do the totems right. I just don't want the foil stickers. I can't take them full stickers. That will crush me. that will absolutely crush my spirit on these. So there's that. They picked up a lot of license. They've announced they've already announced Tiger Sharks in their Ultimates line. The current Wave 7 of Silverhawks is out with Hardware, Melodia, Flashback, and Condor from late seasons. So there's a lot going on with Super 7. NECA has announced a ton of stuff as well. So just, again, it's going to be months before any of this stuff comes out for the most part. Unless it's like the Power Ranger stuff, which is getting close, apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the
And
stuff
Super
is
7's
actually-
usually pretty slow.
Yeah. Some of the stuff is up for pre-order, and from what I've been told with some of this stuff, I know some people are like, oh, well, it's only going to be Target exclusive. There are a few of these waves that we've been talking about that are coming out strictly for Target for, like, I think it's like, maybe for like a month or something like that, ahead of everybody else, and then everybody else gets it. So not everything is going to be store exclusive, except for like that 4-pack or where it is, where the was it like the Cliff Jumper and all those that they're doing that are all red and white. Obviously, will be like that, but the rest of them, you shouldn't have that issue. I was told had watched those things dealing with Pixel Dan, and the people that he's talking to are pretty upfront about saying this will be available here, this will be available there. So if you're looking for releases and stuff, check out his videos because he's got all the release information in there. So
Yeah. Oh, here's something about Pixel Dan. I was watching him on that new toy smell, which is about 15 years ago, pre DC Universe Classics, about the same time Matty Collector was still in operation 10 to 15 years ago.
we don't
So
talk about that.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that's how long. And he was in the biz long before I discovered him on that new toy smell. So if you have any worry about the validity of Pixel Dan and you don't know anything about him, he's been doing this longer than I have. He's not as old as me, but he's been doing this more.
He I want to say it was last year, maybe the year before, or maybe it's only been out for about a year and a half. He has released a definitive guide to Ninja Turtles for everybody.
And He-Man.
Everything, and He-Man. He did it for He-Man, and he just did it for Ninja Turtles. He's got 2 enormous, awesome guides. So if you guys are into those, he's the man to go chase that down to find out what you need. You can't go wrong. The guy's been at this for years, and he's still finding stuff that he didn't even know existed, which is nuts.
He found the Cringer hobby horse.
Mm-hmm.
There was a hobby horse. The things you used to see outside stores, the items.
Yeah.
There was one of Cringer.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of finding our hot rod Power Wheels in a box. It's the same level of absolute absurdity.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I think he had said something about he got hold of this one really, really strange thing, and it was a mail away of a Castle Grayskull hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mail away. Barely anybody had them. It's kind of like finding a Wonder Bread He-Man. You know, it's one of those things you actually had to mail away to get. So, when it comes to rarities, there's your rarities. There's your money. There's the insanity.
Yep.
So, if you guys are really interested in some of that stuff, go check him out too. I do like to plug him because I've been following that man for a long time. And speaking of the Masters of the Universe thing, have you guys seen the trailer?
I saw it. I went, that's a thing that exists. I'm not making any judgments. I will go to the theater. I will see it. Then I'll make a decision. Unless we get better trailers with more info down the road. I'm not gonna assume, because that's one thing I get mad at people for, that I shout at them on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
People see a trailer and then say the entire movie sucks, or they see pictures and extrapolate from there on why the movie's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
People love to destroy something with no information out of context. And that's something that's always made me extremely. Yes, you draw suppositions from what you see based on these early trailers and stills and stuff. But what you're seeing is not the final product. What you're seeing may not even be in the movie.
Right.
So I'm interested, but I'm going to wait and see.
What do you think, Cyber?
I haven't watched it. I mean, He-Man was also another one that just wasn't part of my childhood. I mean, I would just say like if the best thing it could do is to end up being like, the Dungeons and Dragons movie, right? I think everyone saw the trailers and thought Dungeons and Dragons was gonna suck, and then everyone watched it and it was like, that was fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that's kind of what it is. I probably won't see it in the theaters, but it's something I'll probably end up watching like when I'm at my dad's house and it's on TV.
Probably for me, a He-Man trailer resonates more as the Power Rangers movie trailer for that one Power Rangers movie we'll never get the sequel to.
Mm-hmm.
That wound up being much better than I thought it would be. So that's kind of what I'm carrying over. The vibes I'm getting. It's going to be either horrible or, hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah. And I myself, I'm holding out like Don. I don't want to hate on it because I did see the original Masters Universe movie. Some of us don't like to speak of it. Personally, think Skeletor was amazing in that movie.
Yeah,
Probably the best part of that movie was Skeletor.
Yeah.
But this story seems to be a little more grounded, and from what I've seen from the trailer, I'm personally a little more sold on this one. The original, if you guys out there are wanting to watch the original, you guys can find it sometimes on the internet. I don't know if it's actually on any kind of streaming. It's an okay watch. Don't expect to get blown away. But I mean, I have to admit, for the technology and stuff that they had back then, they did a pretty good job.
Right. I think it just strayed too far from what He-Man was.
Yeah.
The visual trappings were there, but
The story kind of went, what? Where'd
Yeah.
it go? And then it comes right back. Like, what happened? You know, it did a whole S curve on you.
Right.
But yeah, I think this new one is going to be a little more grounded. It seems to be a little more what Masters Universe fans are going to enjoy. But that being said, I didn't get any more word about the whole the apology tour thing. Was that just them showing the movie again to people, or
no,
something?
there's supposed to be an entire year of events, social media releases, toy releases. It's this entire year is supposed to be. This movie didn't come out until August of '86, so this entire year is going to be basically stuff happening, social media announcements, funny posts, music. It's just basically it's an anniversary year for their biggest property, and it's going to be a lot of random weird stuff to celebrate 40 years of a movie that was a bomb, but has become a culture touchstone, really.
Mm-hmm. See, I was kind of confused on that because I was sitting here thinking, well, they kept showing that. Are they teasing us? They're going to show us a Unicron or something? Actually, surprised we didn't see a missing link Unicron yet.
Again,
that
that
would
would
be
be
fingers
that
around
could,
here and hoping that ever happens.
yeah. I got a feeling that's going to be like. I think if they're going to do anything big for this anniversary year, it'll either be the announcement of a HasLab for next year, or what the next HasLab will be, or it'll be something around the August release date, the U.S. release date of the Transformers the movie. So I think we'll see something big-ish around August to coincide with when the movie was released.
I did forget to mention the Matrix that lights up. Apparently, it plays a Stan Bush song.
Right. I've been
Yeah,
trying.
it plays the touch when it opens.
Yeah.
Is it also a Bluetooth speaker? Because if it's not,
I'm not
they're
sure.
missing. They're missing
I
out.
I don't know. I did reach out to Ben Yee. We all know Ben. We all love Ben. Ben is just such a great guy. He replied back, it's not the full song, but he can't find out at this point how long it actually plays because I was not expecting the full song. But if it's only like the first opening chords, the first like line or two, like bum bum bum, you got the touch, you got the power, yeah. If it's not any reasonable length of the song, then for that much money and you're not getting at least the first,
Yeah, it's $125.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't plan on getting it unless it's like a full 30-second clip of the song just for the awesomeness of that role play gimmick. I have the Diamond Select statue. And I have the one they did a couple years ago for Transformers 1.
Mm-hmm.
I have enough Matrixes in my life. But I'm hoping the clip is of a decent enough length so when you open it just for that fan shiver of it's doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a long enough clip to make it feel like you're getting something unique and not a 5-second clip. It's like I can play this on my phone and open it and get the same result,
Right. I mean, my thing is I kind of wished it came with that, but also had Bluetooth speaker.
I mean,
Because honestly, I think a lot of people would use that as their Bluetooth speaker in their collection room.
Yeah. The thing
Well,
is,
I know that Soundwave is a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
the Matrix that's $125, it should at least have that capability because it doesn't
Yeah.
cost that much to put that in.
I mean, it might. Of all the things I was trying to keep track of this weekend, that was like near the bottom of the list. So it may not. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I typically just ignore role play stuff. So I saw a blurb about it playing the touch when you open it like earlier today, and I was like, okay, and then I just kept scrolling.
I mean, I think it's cool for people that really want that. Myself,
No, I mean,
if
it'd
it
be
was
a
a Bluetooth
cool like
speaker, I would be
chess
all
piece.
over buying it. But if it's not, I'm not really. I don't need it.
Yeah, it's clutter when it comes to my collection. It would be just something in the way.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we have touched base with about everything we can think of right now for Toy Fair. I'm sure we'll have more stuff coming next week that we forgot to talk about.
Yeah, and also expanding on this stuff over the next 6 months.
Yeah. Because you guys know how it goes. We always have speculation. There's always more leaks. There's always more of this, that, and the other.
So get ready for more of this over the next 6 months, guys. Content.
Yay!
It's sort of like we always talk about in the Facebook Messenger. Hey, what's our topic this week? And it was like, I think that's going to be what the topic will be for the next few months. Is what we're talking about this week. All the follow-ups to this Toy Fair.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
Yep.
and we'll dive a little more deeper into some of these since we kind of wanted to hit them all at once with this. So, you guys know how it goes. Anyway, you guys have any closing thoughts before we bounce out of here for the night?
I'm just going to point out this is the last update on Logan Paul's 1 of 1 Illustrator Pikachu that's currently available online auction. It is now down to the last 12 minutes and 4 seconds. It is now sitting at $5,550,000. This is a 1 of 1 card, graded 10, worn by Logan Paul himself. I don't know anything about the guy other than this is his card because I watched the show where the auction house got this. So if you love Pikachu and you want this 101 card, you got 11 minutes and a half to place your bid. But with the buyer's fees, you'll pay $6,882,000. So make sure you got your PayPal set up. You got but if you're lucky, you can get paying 6. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed Toy Fair. Hope everyone got something out of it. Stick with us. We will be covering it as it comes up. For a while.
A while, probably. Sideburn, anything else to say?
I know there was some cool stuff that was shown. You know, stuff I'm excited for. Stuff that I'm definitely looking forward to, and hopefully, hopefully we get some cool stuff in the middle of the year. You know, these things are twice a year, so.
Once a year for New York Toy Fair.
Well, I meant like we get this, and then we get like Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
We know, like, there's gonna be more toy shows throughout the year.
Yeah, and there's New Jersey. There's New Jersey Comic-Con. That's usually a bigger one. Baltimore used to be one of the bigger ones. So we'll get more info, and this stuff will get clarified. We'll just have to again see.
Like we always say. But anyway, I'm glad you guys joined us this week and checked out what we were going to talk about. Because we're probably like a lot of other podcasts, but everybody has a different opinion. That's the whole reason you guys watch a lot of these and listen to them. So you guys tune in next week. We'll end up having a lot more of this craziness coming your way. More than likely, we'll have Brett along so we can pull him along and say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?
I can tell you what to say right now. I like none of this crap.
Sometimes that's what he says. That or, where's my loud Kaiser?
I don't really care about this.
It's nice, but it's not for me.
Yeah, but that's okay. We all pick on each other because that's what we do. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Later, everybody.
Yep.